I am making decisions. So today is August 14th. It is a Wednesday, and we're going to go ahead and just call it halfway through the month because I'm making this video today and not tomorrow. So I have some things here. I am loving the bullet journal method. I'm loving rapid logging. It keeps me from feeling like I have to write a ridiculous amount of stuff that I really don't need to record. Do you know what I mean? Of course you do, because you guys are awesome. If you've kept a bullet journal, at least you understand. So I'm loving the rapid logging, but I am a writer, so I tend to write more than I ever need to. So rapid logging has been nice in that way. It isn't so nice for, projects, which I am, writing a novel. And I'm going to be doing edits next month. Right now, I am just doing a revision. I'm trying to get about 10,000 more words into my novel before I edit next month, because usually editing means also, marking out things and dropping a lot of words. So here's the thing. I will show you my bullet journal. It's working out great. However, remember when, here we are on Wednesday, I decided to go ahead and add in a weekly, and it's all right. It's cool. This is normally the type of weekly I would do if I was doing a bullet journal method, in a traveler's notebook, or, just a bullet journal, or just a weekly log in general. This is sort of how it would look. I've done more elaborate ones where I draw out every single day and then I put things I want to do in categories. But for the most part, this works. Now off to the side here, I was thinking about putting my word count, or I'm supposed to be doing minutes and I really hate it. And I think that I'm over the minutes. I'm still trying to, record the minutes, but I'm also I'm going by word count because I feel like I wasn't writing enough and I really need to make that 10K. So yeah, I haven't added anything over here because I think I'm going to be moving back into a traveler's notebook as far as my project pages are concerned. Now I'm already in a traveler's notebook for my journal. I don't keep my journaling in here, because I can journal anywhere from probably a page to 2 pages when it comes to an A5 size. It's usually 3 to 4 in here. And I don't really care to have my days spread, 3 to 5 pages apart. Do you know what I mean? I'm liking that they're right next door to each other and that this is simplistic. Plus, I don't always have to carry my journal. This is just, free writing, or if I wanted to write a blog post, which I still haven't recorded. At this point, when I finally do publish my blog, you're going to see that all of the blog posts are uploaded on the same day, because I haven't I can't be bothered to write actually in the blog post. I write everything in Pages and I leave it there. I don't know what my problem is. Whatever. That's another video for another time. Anyway, back to this. I don't know how to do my writing in this system. I really don't. I've always had my writing or projects in a traveler's notebook for the last, 4 years. And that works really well for me. It's the system that I love, and I'm really missing it a lot. Now, I'm going to continue doing my dailies in here because I've never really been able to do dailies all that well, or stick with dailies rather, in a traveler's notebook. I know that about myself. So this is fantastic. So I think I'm going to continue with the dailies in here, and I'm going to go to my project pages and my writing in here. At this point, because I am doing revisions, I am writing nonstop, in Scrivener or in Pages. And I'm not really handwriting a lot, but I'm coming to a point where I'm going to start having to. Right now, I'm very, very stuck with a situation in my book. And the way that I get unstuck usually is I write it down. I will ask myself a question, or, 3 or 4, and then I will handwrite out the answers. And eventually, usually what happens is the answer will come to me as I've written, 5 or 6 pages. I don't want to write 5 or 6 pages in here, because again, then my dailies are going to be super spread apart. I prefer to do that in here. especially because most of it is just going to be like throwaway pages. It's not something a lot of times that I'm going to want to keep. I'm going to scratch it out. I'm going to do a lot of chicken scratch. Now, I don't have lovely handwriting. I mean, look at this. Like, this is like crooked. And that's because I was writing like this while I was laying down and I was just writing things out. And I'm okay with that. It needs to be functional. It needs to work for me. And I don't have the most lovely handwriting. I have, you know, scribbles and what have you in here, and that's, you know, I don't really care about that, but it gets even worse when I'm trying to get things out of my brain quickly and on to the page. So I don't want to keep that in here. I don't know how to keep that in here, especially since this is a rapid logging system and I like to longhand write out pages upon pages. Do you know what I'm saying? Plus, I don't particularly care for trying to, you know, like, where am I going to put all of the forward planning that I need to put in here? There's just not enough space, and I need to be able to write on a physical calendar. Do you know what I mean? Like, days, this is not my calendar. What am I doing? Do I have a calendar near me? Oh, it's over here. So I have like abandoned these Travelers Company inserts that I love. I love them. It's just, I was moving into here, and then for One Book July, you know, this wasn't going to work out for that. So in here, I have a weekly. So here we are on this week. And this allows me to go ahead and write like my word count in minutes just on here, just to record that in here. Or I can do it in, you know, the monthly here, where I'm just recording minutes and, you know, word count. That's it. That's all that would go in here. There's not a ton of space here. And I can go ahead and do that. In the weekly, I can go ahead and plan out, there's like space off to the side here for me to go ahead and plan out some things. Whereas in here, it's sort of like I put this very simplistic, which I love, weekly in here, that I just don't have a lot of space to do what I want to do like I do in here. Do you know what I mean? Do? Did I tell you that I woke up at 4 in the morning? I'm tired. Anyway, I could have left space. I could have left pages, but I don't want to draw all of that out. I like that this is already done for me. I just have to write stuff down and move on with my life. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put together a traveler's notebook system for my projects and my writing so that I don't lose my ever-loving mind. I have seen a couple of videos out there, including looking at my old video where I set up a bullet journal specifically for writing. And I remember it was cool, but yeah, I went back to the traveler's notebook system because that's what I like. And I need to have like physical calendars, or, you know, this is just not going to happen for me. For project planning and things like that. Doesn't mean that I won't still, this is coming up in another video. I'm going to do collections in here and try that out and let you know how that works out for me. But like I thought about here, okay, so this was Tuesday, which was yesterday. I wrote 2,000 words. I was very excited about that. I wrote 392 over here. And I thought, well, this is a place where I can record how many words I've written every day, or I could put the minutes here also. It's already kind of like bunched up a little bit. I could tick it across 2 pages. That's not really the Writer Carol way, because he always has, you know, the monthly log on the left and then the tasks on the right. But you can go ahead and do whatever you want. It's just, I don't feel like I want to do a 2-page spread and then flip over to see my tasks on this side. I enjoy the way this looks, the simplicity of it all. This is just for dailies and normal functioning things that need to get done. Then the writing just needs to be in its own separate notebook. And I've always had it in its own separate notebook. And the two together shall never meet. Anyway, yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. So we'll put this off to the side. And this all came up yesterday because I went to the library and I printed out some photos off of Pinterest, and these are photos basically like I wanted to put together a vision board as I'm going back and I'm finishing these final chapters of my novel, and also when I start next month the edits. I needed more of a a visual once I start to get very technical. When you're trying to just make a word count and get the words out, you're really not being as technical as you normally would be, not as detailed rather. So I've decided to go ahead and print these things out. So this is kind of the world that I'm building. It kind of looks a little bit like this. It's very simple. It's kind of dystopian-esque. It is speculative fiction, but I feel like people know what dystopian is more. Yeah, so kind of like abandoned buildings where nature's kind of taking over and stuff like that. So I just wanted to have some of these images. There is a funeral, there is a wedding in my book. And so having simple things like this to look at, simple technology, the nation that I'm writing in right now, they're known for the City of Lights because they do have electricity, but I also like the idea of just simple candles and jars hanging from trees. I thought that was lovely. So yeah, I just wanted to make a vision board. And so I was assuming that I was going to put this vision board in the bullet journal, which they would fit perfectly fine. And this is A5, so it gives me more space to maneuver these larger pictures than in here because it's more narrow by like an inch or something. I don't even know at this point. Maybe more. Who knows? Anyway, so I am just trying to figure all of this out, and I just made a last minute decision last night. I was like, no, I think I want to put this into a traveler's notebook because here is my project notebook. This is the original brainstorm of this novel. If you remember this notebook from way back in the day, where I have everything for the world building in, and I have a couple of other traveler's notebook inserts. So I think it makes sense to just finish it up in a traveler's notebook and be able to fit all of the inserts that I have for this novel all in one traveler's notebook at some point to store. Maybe when I start a new novel in November or October rather, because I'm going to do Preptober for 2019, I will choose to do it in a bullet journal system where I use like a notebook. But for right now, I really miss my traveler's notebooks, and it was hurting my heart to not be using these inserts that I paid really good money for, that I rather enjoy. So I'm going to go ahead and set this up a little bit right now. Okay, so I'm going to move this off to the side here. And I'm going to focus on this. So the next thing I need to really decide is what am I going to keep this in? I do have these are all by Travelers Company. This is the black, this is the camel. Love them both for different reasons. But, you know, I could put them in either one. I was thinking about the fact that I have been using this next to the bullet journal, and this just has my journal. I'm probably about halfway, maybe a little more than halfway through this one. I remember I did a whole video on this, but I'm thinking that I want to combine all three. You know, why have two of these? Again, they're going to be sitting at my desk, but I prefer to have them all in one place. So I can go ahead and combine them all in one. However, this one is the 013, and this has 128 pages. So it's twice the pages of a normal one. They are as thin, so it's just a little bit thicker than the 64 page inserts. But sometimes just a little bit thicker will give you overhang, and I can't stand that, and I want them to sit in the notebook nicely. So I'm thinking about going up a size to the Foxy Fixes. So the Foxy Fixes, if you didn't know and you're new here, welcome. Come in a couple of different sizes. So these are both Foxy Fix. This one is a compact, and it has a reinforced spine. This is the Spice Leather. I think they're getting rid of the Spice Leather. I can't remember, or maybe they already did. I don't know. I'm never going to sell mine because I love it so much. Oh, it's beautiful. This is the crisscross design. So you get 2 pockets on the inside and then 2 card pockets. You don't have to get the card pockets if you don't want to. And the pen loop, which you can also nix, and I highly recommend that you do because it just gets in the way. Whatever. I've done videos on that. And then it has this lovely back pocket. So this can really, you know, hold a ton. Again, this is going to be sitting at my desk, so I don't mind putting it all in here because who cares how heavy it is, even though it's summer, because I'm not really going to be moving it around a lot unless I decide to have a library day and I want to take this with me to refer to. But it allows me to go ahead and put in the old school world building insert in here as well that I can refer to again, because there's still stuff I think I've moved out of there and most of it is in Scrivener, but who knows? I think it would be nice to have around. So there's that. And then this one is, I can't even remember. It's been a while and I really can't remember what it's called. I want to say it's like a single. If I don't flash it on the screen, I will link the video of the unboxing of this where I talk about it more in case you're interested. So this is the Wildflower leather. It's gorgeous. I love it. And it does have the one elastic as opposed to the 4 elastics that this guy has. And it does have secretarial pockets and it also has the card pockets. This is the wheat stitching, and of course I got an embossing. On the inside, I think that this might be light cream because they have regular and light cream. Again, in my video, I'm sure that I specify that. On the outside, I switched out the closure for a camel, this guy that comes with an extra elastic. I switched out the elastic for that because I think it matched a lot better than the cream. I didn't mind the cream, but it was so thick and it was ugly elastic. I haven't been caring for the elastic that Chic Sparrow and Foxy Fix have been using. It's been too tight and it drives me crazy. So this has really nice elasticity to it. So I just use this one. You can order from Traveler's Company, or you can get them rather from Traveler's Company, extra elastics if you want to. And you can get them on Amazon or Jet Pens or Goulet Pens, Tokyo Pen Shop also. Bomb Kuhan usually sells the kits as well. So I'm stinking thinking that this is what I want to use because it is cut a little bit wider than Traveler's Company, so that you can fit a larger insert like the 128 pages that the 013 has, or you can fit 4, you know, standard size inserts pretty comfortably in here if you'd like to do that also. So we're gonna go with this. Why not? And if I feel like I need to move up, I'll put it in here. Okay, so here we have, I hope that I'm in frame. It's so hard to see this. So in here we have the monthly and the weekly, and then I'm just going to use this white elastic to go ahead and piggyback them together. Find the center here. And then I can use my diary stickers for the monthly, like my monthly diary stickers that I miss and love. They're so cute. Look at my little panders. Not that I can't use them now in the bullet journal, but I tend to use them more in here. And I miss decorating the monthly and the weekly anyway. Okay, so that is all piggybacked together, and then I can just slide them underneath, pull them apart so they lay in there nicely. And you see how much like space there is in this guy. That's why I love it so much. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take my journal out of here so I can have it all in the same place. And I will also take out my writing board because the 013 has blank pages. So I really like the writing board so that I can, you know, write straight. It makes my writing a little bit neater. So I appreciate that. Again, I like to cover the staples so they don't rub up against my elastic and make them fray. So you can totally fit another notebook in there if you wanted to. There is plenty of space in there, which is what I love about this notebook. Love it. Okay, I can't remember if these fit in here very well or not. And they do. Haha. I think I'm going to put it in the back though. Okay, and just like that, I'm all moved in, and this can just sit at my desk. I'm so excited. Oh, I just feel so much better about using these notebooks, as well as, you know, using my traveler's notebooks, because I miss them so much. There was somebody the other day that asked me, so are you just not doing traveler's notebooks anymore? And I was like, when did I say that? And yeah, I always come back to things. I move away from them and I come back to them. And the last thing is this. This is the, let me take this off. The Kikuyo, is that what it is? Systemic cover. And the black really does pick up a lot of stuff, you know. It's clean, it just, you know, picks up everything. So this is the Hobonichi, and I ended up getting it all dirty. I had a sticker on here and I peeled it off and the glue is just like coming off. So, you know, I need to wipe it down. This is for 2019, July through December. I cannot seem to be bothered to use this thing. I can't seem to be bothered to use it. I don't know. I think it's the sizing that's awkward for me. Now it is the same size as the Leuchtturm. It's an A5. That's not like the issue because I'm using this, I'm carrying it with me. I just don't like carrying a planner this size around. And I tried to leave it at my desk so that I would open it and use it, and I forget about it constantly. I mean, constantly. So yeah, I don't know. And I'm so bummed about it. I don't know that I'm ever going to use it for anything ever. And I did have an opportunity where a woman asked me on Instagram, because she knew that I kind of abandoned the first half, if I was willing to sell this. And I told her, oh, thank you so much for asking. But I think I'm going to give it another go. And I wish I hadn't, because now I'm just wasting it and she could have used it. So that's such a bummer. But I've written a significant amount in here that I wouldn't want to rip out the pages. So I'm going to use this again like a notebook, where maybe I just write, you know, notes. Like somebody calls and I'll just write a note in here or something. Something that I'm going to end up either, you know, marking as irrelevant or migrating into either the bullet journal or the traveler's notebook. Just have it open and whatever. If I decide I need to do some math, like some longhand math, sometimes I do because it's just quicker. Other than that, yeah, so bummed about this guy because I took it out thinking maybe I can do it in here. But the truth is I have so many notes on some days and no notes on others that it just wouldn't work out. It's like, what's the point of having the pages numbered? You know what I mean? So in here, I have a place to write things in the monthly. For instance, I can go ahead and write my word count as well as minutes all in the same little box in here. Have this to go ahead and write whatever I need for my book, like notes. If I need a problem, if there's a problem I need to work out, I can go ahead and write pages upon pages to try to figure out the answer. And then in the weekly, I can kind of go ahead and do some forward planning and brainstorming and saying, okay, I haven't been making my word count, so, and I'm concerned I'm not gonna be able to make it for the week, so I need to do a library day here and just write it in. You know what I mean? Or this day, it's like, okay, this day you need to do edits, blah, blah, blah. And then this can be something that I refer to, whether I get that done or not. At least I've already made a plan. And over here, I have some space to break down things. Like say I want to do edits, but then I can go over here and write edits, and then what chapter I want to edit, what I need to edit, and what I need to work on in that chapter. And that'll be like my main focus for the week. And I love that it's broken down in that way. Whereas in here, I'd have to draw that shit out. And I just can't be bothered to do it because I really like the simplicity that writer Carol System has. And, you know, adding in the weekly was like extra extravagant as far as, you know, he's concerned, because I've already talked about how he doesn't really use one unless he's super busy. And even then, sometimes he's not bothered to do it at all. So being able to use this for things like order a monitor, which I did do. and order an adapter, which I also did because I found out that the monitor that I have, I need an adapter for the Mac. So I did that yesterday, and I wrote this down on Monday thinking, yeah, this is something you need to get done. And I figured I'd do it later, and I was trying not to do it at all because I'm in a no spend, but I broke that because I needed a monitor. I couldn't find a way around it, and I have the money. It just means I have less stuff, less money to spend when I go to Denver on planner stuff and things that honestly I don't really need, but super duper want. You know what I'm saying? I know you know what I'm saying because you guys are awesome. Okay, so that is basically what I'm going to be doing. I don't know how long this video is because I am like half asleep, but if it's not too long, I will add on to it the decoration and setup of these. If not, be looking for that video next time. And then of course, I'm also going to do a video talking about collections and adding them into the back of the bullet journal. So the bullet journal is not going anywhere. Still loving it for dailies. Cannot seem to be bothered to do dailies in a traveler's notebook. But I've seen the benefit of doing the dailies. So this is my combination. This will go with me. This will not. Even though this is A5 size, when you hold it in your hand, it's so small. I don't know why I complain about A5 being so huge all of the time. It's just, you know, the same height of this. It's just an added, you know, about an inch. And who knew how much of a difference an inch can make? Probably everyone. Yeah, so cool. That's what I'm going to work with for now. That is my halfway through August check-in, I guess, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.